Good morning, friends! Today we are going to be doing Module 10, Week 1, Lesson 1 of our Structured Literacy. Let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so last week we talked about vowel teams with the letter I, and we know that when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So whenever we see IE, as in pie, we know that this first letter here is going to say its name, I. So IE says I. Same rule applies for IGH. This letter here is going to say its name. We don't hear those letters at all, as in light, light. IGH says I. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. OA says O, as in goat. OW says O, as in grow. AI says A, as in train. AY says A, as in hay. Hay is for horses. EE says E, as in green. EA says E, as in tea. Would you like some tea? And then we also learned that Y can make 4 different sounds. It can make y, as it usually would, but it can also say I, right? Like in sky. It can say E. There's so many different sounds that the letter Y can say. It's kind of crazy. It can also say sometimes. All right, we also add the inflectional ed to the end of a word to indicate that it happened in the past. So right now I jump. 2 seconds ago I jumped. We add it to the end. We can also add s to the end of a word to say that there's more than one of something. So I have 1 dog, but someday I want 2 dogs. So if we add s, it means there's at least 2 of something. Trigraph DGE says j, as in dodge, like dodgeball. Trigraph TCH says ch, as in watch. Soft G says j, as in gym class. And soft C says s, as in cycle, bicycle. All right, and then we have our vowels. A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, and those are our vowels. Remember, each vowel has a short sound and a long sound. Short E says eh. Long E says E. Short U says uh. Long U can make 2 different sounds. It can say ooh, or it can say you. Short O says ah. Long O says oh. Short I says eh. Long I says I. Short A says ah. Long A says A. All right, friends, we're going to jump into some review blending. These are skills that we already know, so you should be a super duper pro at this blending. Remember, I need to see your blending fingers, and I need to see each and every one of you blending. Here we go. Foam. Coach. Flow. Grow. Own. Blown. Pie. Tie. High. Tight. Flight. All right, friends, this week we are learning a brand new skill. This is a skill that we have not talked about at all yet, so it's really, really important that you're paying very close attention. This new skill is called the R-controlled vowel. R-controlled vowel, specifically this week, A-R. So the R-controlled vowel, A-R. What's this a picture of right here? A farm. F-R-M. Farm. If I were to spell the word farm, I would put a F right here. AR is going to say R. It's not A-R, it's just R. And then M. So AR says R. What does AR say? R. AR says R, as in arm or farm. So AR is going to say just the name of the letter R. R, R, R. Let's do some blending with that new skill. Let's see if you can do it. Remember, AR says R. Here we go. R. Star. You are a star. Art. Cart. I put some groceries in my cart. Hard. Hard. Man, this new skill is really hard. Art. Smart. You are so smart. Art. Chart. I saw that number on a chart. Farm. Farm. Do you live on a farm? Charm. My bracelet has a charm. Marsh. Marsh. A marsh is like a swamp. Marsh. Shark. Shark. Sharks live in the ocean. Arch. Arch. An arch is like the shape of a rainbow. This is an arch. All right, go ahead and give your friend a high five, or give me a high five, or give yourself a high five for all of that hard work that you just did learning that brand new skill. All right, it is time to do handwriting, so you will need your composition notebook out, please. Remember, my expectation during this time is that you pause the video to write each letter and that you follow the stroke path, meaning that you start at number 1, follow the arrow. Go ahead and make the uppercase C. Lowercase c. Pause the video to write. Uppercase O. Lowercase o. Uppercase A. Very important that you follow the stroke path here. Follow the numbers. Lowercase a. All right, friends, let's go ahead and build an R-controlled AR word. R-controlled vowel, A. A-R. What's a word that has that R sound? R-controlled vowel, A-R, R. What's that place where there's a big red barn and cows and chickens? A farm. F R farm. Good job, friends. All right, we're going to jump into our heart words. Remember, heart words are words we have to memorize by heart because they do not like to follow the rules. All right, these words do not like to follow the rules, so let's go ahead and jump right into them. All right, this word is work. Say work, work. I have to go to work today. What's that word? Work. This word is word. Say word, word. What's that word? I can't remember that word. What's that word? Word. And this word is world. Say world. World. I love you more than the whole entire world. What's that word? World. Very nice, friends. We are almost done. Let's do our reading. I will read first. If you can read along with me, please, please, please do. It's always nice to have the help. If not, that's okay. Just listen very carefully. And then you can read with us the next time. Here we go. We can watch the stars when it gets dark, Mom said. That night, Mom and Marty walked out to the backyard. All right, read that with me. We can watch the stars when it gets dark, Mom said. That night, Mom and Marty walked out to the backyard. Great job, friends. Let's see if we can do an even better job on this second one here. Mom shifted a sharp rock so they could sit on a blanket. Mom pulled out a card. I have a star chart. It shows some of the shapes the stars make. Your turn to read it with me. Mom shifted a sharp rock so they could sit on a blanket. Mom pulled out a card. I have a star chart. It shows some of the shapes the stars make. All right, friends, you did a very, very good job today learning a brand new skill, R controlled vowel, A-R, as in farm. Remember, whenever you say C-A-R together, it's going to say R. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.